first, and here's how they got on.
This field at square leg and more runs for Weston. He's timed this one nicely. And it runs away for the first boundary of the game. Runs for Spearman. Off the mark, and off the mark with a 6. Wasn't a bad delivery from Goff, who shakes his head in bemusement.
Well, this is a pretty special. A little shimmy over to the offside. And, oh, it's like Viv Richards.
Bowling. Good delivery, nipping back off the seam. It's not the first ball we've seen seam a little on this pitch. There's obviously a little bit there for Essex, and Andre Adams has the first wicket.
They say in one-day cricket, if you can get the ball to come back in a batsman as well early on, they're hard deliveries to play. Tucked him up straight through the gate. First breakthrough for Essex.
Craig Spearman has gone for 9. Gloucester 19 for 1. Off the mark, Hamish Marshall, and he should be off the mark with a boundary. 6 overs gone, 23 for 1. Very strong through the onside, Phil Weston. Tends to play with quite a closed face, which makes him much stronger on the leg side. And he will pick up his second boundary. Nice stroke. A little bit of width and crash through the offside by Phil Weston.
And he's got him. Ahmed with wickets in the week and wickets in his first C&G game. Hamish Marshall has dragged one on, and Gloucester are 40 for 2.
It's not the greatest ball he's ever bowled, but it's a wicket. Dragged down off a inside edge onto the stumps. 40 for 2.
Yeah, a real long up. Hamish Marshall went to pull it away and dragged it on. Never looked at home. That's too short from Adams. Whereas Hamish Marshall missed out. Chris Taylor puts it away for his first boundary. That's hit through the gap, weighted nicely, Chris Taylor, and Adams, I think, has been bowled just one over too many by Irani. Hot day like this, a drag down followed by a real wide half volley. That's a great effort. He gets half a hand on it, but it still runs away for 4.
That would have been an outstanding catch. Horizontal to the floor he was there, and just got half a hand on it, Mark Patini.
Just got half a hand. It would have been a great catch. And there we go again. Too many boundaries for Essex liking.
Is that out? It is. What a good catch that is by James Foster. Ravinder Bopara's done the business. Second over, first wicket, and it's Taylor's gone, and he'll be absolutely livid with himself because he really did chase a pretty wide long hop in reality. Taylor has gone for 21. .76 for 3. We're in the 16th over. It's the end for Taylor, who drags himself off, having made 21. Great shot by Weston. He's been spanking those cover drives for many a year now.
Great shot.
Beats the dive, more runs, that'll race away. Be another 4.
Single, which will bring up Phil Weston's half century. And a good knock. It's come in decent time. 67 balls with 7 boundaries. And important that he goes on now. Is he trouble, I think? Nigel Cowley calls for the third umpire. Phil Weston has tucked his bat under his arm and is taking his gloves off. And I think he thinks he's out. He's not even waiting for the decision. Well, he is now, but good work from James Foster with the left boot. Don't know whether he's right-footed or left-footed, but it was an excellent kick. And Phil Weston is a good foot or so short of his ground. 54 then for Philip Weston. Gloucester 123 for 4.
That's it.
Chipped it up, Alex Gidman. Papara takes the catch. 130 for 5 now, and that is a big breakthrough for Essex.
It's been hard work for the batsman to get the spinners away, and finally a bit of frustration gets the better of Alex Gidman, and he just chips one in the air to mid-wicket, straight to Ravi Bopara. And a first wicket for James Middlebrook. And Gloucester now in some kind of trouble. 130 for 5 with Gidman gone for 24. It's a good stroke, good firm stroke down the ground. Absolutely straight. Andy Flower couldn't get round from long on.
Hardings has played a big heave-o and he gets away with it. The short boundary. Aaron Goff signals a 4. There he is. Good captaincy from Irani. Good work from Goff. He said to his skipper, I'm going for bowls and LBWs. I don't want to slip. I'm going to make this ball reverse swing. And generally when you need a wicket, the Dazzler delivers one. Perfect in-swinging Yorker, base of off stump, and Adsed's gone.
That's why he's been the best one-day bowler this country's had for a very, very long time. Just when you need a wicket, just as things are going their way, he produces the goods. 166 for 6.
He's gone the aerial route. Has he gone all the way? Andy Flowers underneath it, and it's gone for 6.
Turned somehow or other. That's sped away down to third man. It just shows you how quick scoring this ground can be. Now a little bit of a nick, well taken by Foster, who's actually quite wide of the batsman, but Fisher's fished for it, and Middlebrook has got the wicket.
Strangely, sort of like a nothing shot, just sort of flicked his bat out there. Disappointing, you know. No real conviction in what he was trying to do. James Middlebrook delighted to get the breakthrough. 196 for 7 now. Gloucester.
High in the air, should be out. It is out. Bopara takes the catch. It would have been a highly embarrassing one if he hadn't managed to cling on to that. And Lewis has come and gone after just 2 balls.
John Lewis will be unhappy, trying to work it away on the leg side. I don't think the ball turned particularly on him, and he's got a leading edge, gone straight up in the air, turned his wrist a bit too quickly on it. And a very simple catch, although Ravi Bopara was obviously slightly concerned about the sun, but pounced it nicely. And Gloucester now 196 for 8.
And that's an excellent shot.
Powerful strike that down the ground, Hardings. Brilliant bowling from Goff. Hardings just looking to give himself a little bit of room to hit through the offside, and Goff right on target. It was full and it was straight, and he's picked up his 2nd wicket.
Identical fashion to his 1st wicket. There's nobody better than this man at the death. See him, bit of a reverse swing. Batsman looks as though he changed his guards to the leg side. Wasn't good enough to keep Goff out. 212 for 9. And that's it. It's all over.
Good catch at backward point, the end of Martin Ball. So Gloucestershire failed to see out their 50 overs. Last man going with 2.1 remaining overs in the innings, and Gloucestershire all out 217. Martin Ball trying to squirt the ball away on the offside. This was a good catch at backward point. and Phillips, who bowled well earlier in the day. Decent left-arm spinners on a helpful pitch. Takes the catch at backward point to bring Gloucestershire's innings to a close.
Well, John Lewis would say later on that the Gloucestershire's total was inadequate and they committed a cardinal sin by not batting out their full 50 overs. But at half-time, 2:17 seemed reasonable. We couldn't quite decide whether with the spin in the surface, the likes of Ball and Fisher might yet embarrass the Essex batsmen. The key to it was always likely to be the duel between those two and Andy Flower. Let's see what happened when Essex batted.
It's short and it's put away for 4 by Patini. Mark Patini picks up length very well and he's got his first boundary. That's a better length. It's the in-swinger and Peter Willey's given him. Goes across his stumps and Kirby's got his man.
Well, that is exactly the start Gloucester would have wanted. An early wicket. Stephen Kirby is the man who's got the breakthrough. Again, just nipping back off the wicket. See though, well, that swung and come back in and interesting.
Oh, that's what Kirby thought. He thought it was out. So did Peter Willey. That's all that counts. Maybe going down leg side, maybe hitting leg stump. The scoreboard says Patini's gone for 5. Essex 8 for 1. So Irani sees the change in the field and decides to hit Lewis straight back over his head for 4. Middlebrooks tried to do what Irani did in the previous over and he's been successful over the top of mid-on for 4.
Well, there's the come over to my side shot. Normally it's aerial and it bombards the ladies' loos down in that corner. This time he's kept it on the deck. Slap. Big 6. Gave himself just a little bit of room, lined it up and then let the arms go.
Typical Ronnie Irani shot down the wicket. Right in the perfect slot for him. Made 3 or 4 yards by coming out of the crease. Dispatched it.
That's gone absolutely miles. I think it's over the top of the commentary boxes. That's worth 12. Forget 6. New ball, please.
In the river. At the back of the stand, James Middlebrook backing up. I claim that he's a decent batter as well. Hit that beautifully. Picked the slower ball, waited, bang.
He's nicked it. Well, Ronnie Irani's not interested, but he's got to go. First ball then from Mark Hardings has produced the breakthrough. Ronnie Irani thundering down the wicket, a huge swish, and all he managed was a little nick through to the keeper.
He won't be happy with this, Ronnie. He's seen the field, thought, right, I'll go over long off. You put long on back. And came down the wicket, a little nick. Mark Harding's first ball. Brings a wicket.
That's another lovely shot. This time it's Bapara showing his class. That really is a good shot. I rate this fella. I think he's very, very talented.
Hold in, big wicket this for Gloucestershire. The end of Ravi Bapara. It didn't seem to do a lot, just angled in slightly from wide of the crease. But there was a bit of a gap between bat and pad. And Bapara has gone.
The big wicket was just saying cat and mouse was going on, almost looking for Essex to make a mistake. But really say that was a mistake. It was a good delivery. Coming back through the gate. We saw earlier Darren Goff and Andre Adams getting seam movement.
Terrific stroke. Right in the slot. Just enough room for him to get his arms through the ball. And that's the second time that we've seen James Middlebrook slot the ball out of the ground.
Brilliant. Fisher gets the wicket. It's the end of Middlebrook. He's gone for 44. And Essex are 4 down. And this was, well, really an illustration of what you're saying, that spin is the weak suit as far as Middlebrook, the batsman, is concerned.
Yeah, like I said, he's just tried to hit that through mid-wicket on a turning wicket against the spin, and not really the ideal shot. Tried to push one, but like I say, he should be trying to just hit it down the ground and using it down the ground as Andy did, unless you're going to sweep, and he's not very good at sweeping.
Good work by Ad's head. Middlebrook gone for a bright and breezy 44. It's 106 for 4. Well, that's a typical bit of Flower inventiveness. Whipped away through mid-wicket. Well, how's that not got him? How hasn't that bowled him?
Excellent delivery. Very good delivery indeed. I think even Andy thought it was a gunner there. Oh, turned too much. Turned out of the, I think, the foot or the crease. Excellent delivery. But that's an excellent shot, by the way. Andy Flower, the sweep again.
What a good shot that is. Typically inventive. Not quite gone for 4.
Well, that's just a controlled shot. There's no one at deep mid-wicket. Andy Flower knew that. He picked his area, and with a controlled flick, got himself his 3rd boundary. That's short. There is a man out there, and Tendusgarter has found him perfectly. They needed something. Gloucester, I just said that. Could that be the wicket that sparks a revival?
Dragged down short of the length. Didn't quite time it properly, but we tried to hit it too hard. Craig Spearman didn't actually pick it up initially and ended up running in 15 yards. Took a decent catch low down in front of him.
Tendusgarter's gone for 16. Essex 155 for 5.
Didn't quite time it, but he timed it well enough to bring up a couple, and that too will bring up Andy Flower's 50. Another outstanding example of how to play on a turning pitch from the Essex batsman. 50 off 67 balls with 3 fours. And I'm sure he realises that his job is not done. Once again, Flower picks his spot, and he picks it to perfection. And James Foster opening his shoulders. John Lewis invited the big stroke by bringing the long on and long off up, and Foster has responded, and he's hit it for 6. Consecutive boundaries, 4 this time in a different area, backward a point. But I think Foster and Flower sense that the end is near and they want to go out in style. Pulled round fantastically well by Andy Flower. This is an expensive over, 3 boundaries, 15 from it. And Essex racing to the finishing line.
There he goes. He comes down the pitch. A controlled shot from James Foster. It's been a controlled innings. He moves on to 31 off 36 deliveries. Straight back over his head, and that's it. A fitting way to win the game. Andy Flower, the man yet again to finish an innings off for Essex. He's done it on so many occasions, and he leads Essex home with a 5-wicket victory. The Essex dressing room celebrate. 218 for 5, chasing down 217. Flower remains not out on 71 of 92 deliveries.